Happy Tuesday. I'm here to do today's phonics lesson. It is lesson 146, page 291 to 292. So go ahead and grab your phonics paper and let's get started. Go ahead and start by putting your name on the top. And I'm going to read directions for number 1. Rewrite the sentence adding an adverb that tells how the action of the verb was done. So remember, adverbs describe the verb. It tells how the verb was done. So they did an example. Ava sang a song. They said, Ava sang a song beautifully. So the second sentence, Liam and John helped. So we're going to write Liam and John helped. And then how can we describe how they helped? Maybe they helped cheerfully or willingly. Okay, yours can be different than mine. I'm going to say they helped cheerfully because I love a cheerful helper. Okay, Mia rode her bike. And then how did she ride her bike? She rode it quickly or slowly, right? Like a leisure bike ride. Yours can be different, remember. And then the last one is our dog barked. And then how did the dog bark? Right? Barked is our verb. So was it a quiet bark? Was it a loud bark? Was it a vicious bark? Was it a friendly bark? Okay, so our dog barked. I'm going to say loudly, because most of the time I hear a dog bark, it's loud. Don't forget that you have capital letters and periods at the end, okay? All right, number 2, read the sentences. Underline the verbs 2 times and circle the adverb. Draw a small arrow from the adverb to the verb it describes. Lots of steps here. So first, we're going to read the sentence. Underline the verb 2 times. Circle the adverb. And then draw an arrow. 4 things that we're going to do here. So number 1, Christopher carefully carried Grandma's teacup. What is the verb here? What word shows action? Hopefully you said carried. That is our verb. So we're going to underline carried twice. And then how did he carry? What's our adverb here? He carefully carried. So we're going to circle carefully and then draw an arrow to carried because carefully describes how he carried the teacup. Grandma took the cup thankfully. What word in here is our verb? Which one shows action? Took. So we're going to underline that twice. And then what's the adverb in here? Which word describes how she took it? Thankfully. Remember, our adverbs most of the time will end in ly. Okay, so if you don't know, you can look for words that end in ly. And then we're going to draw our arrow to took because she thankfully took. Okay, last one. Christopher and Grandma ate their blueberry muffins and tea happily. Which word in here is our verb? Which word shows action? What did Christopher and Grandma do? They ate. How did they eat, boys and girls? How did they eat? Happily. They happily ate their blueberry muffins and tea. And so happily is our adverb, so we circle it and draw our line to 8 because 8 is what happily describes. Okay, write a verb to go with each adverb. So you are going to choose a verb to go with the adverb here. So verb is action, so we're going to write an action word, loudly. What could we do loudly? We can yell loudly, right? We could stomp loudly. Could scream loudly. Those are all verbs that we could do loudly. Gladly. What could we do gladly? We could help gladly, right? Helped gladly. We could, what's another one? We could smile gladly, right? That makes sense. All right, famously. What could we do famously? Okay, so famously, what could we put for famously? We could get along famously, like we get along really well. All right, and then kindly. What could we do kindly? We can help kindly. We can speak kindly. I like that one, using nice words. Smile kindly. All right, those all work for kindly. Okay, dictation. You are going to write the full sentence that I say. The full sentence. Can you play baseball? Can you play baseball? Listen to what kind of sentence it is. Can you play baseball? I'm going to write it out for you. Can you play baseball? And it's a question, so I'm going to have a question mark. And then the next sentence here. Will you teach me how? 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 Listen to how I'm saying it. Will you teach me how? How'd you guys do? Did you get those correct? I sure hope so. All right, let's flip to the back so I can go over the instructions for you. Number 1 says, add the correct prefix to each word by writing un or re before the root word. So you're going to write un or re. Those are the only 2 letters that you're going to put. So taking the dishes off the table, is it unmove or remove? That would be remove. You would remove the dishes. Okay, so you're going to use these 2 prefixes to go in front of the root word. Number 2, add the correct suffix to each word by writing full or less after the root word. So remember, prefix comes before the root word. Suffix is at the end, okay? Leaving toys all over the floor. Would that be careful or careless? That'd be careless, so we're going to use less, okay? And then antonyms. Remember, antonyms are opposites. So read the words and unscramble the antonyms. The first letter is in red. So noisy, the opposite of noisy, we're going to use these words. The one in red is the one we're going to start with. So Q is what we're going to start with. Q, I think you guys can all guess. Quiet, right? The opposite of noisy is quiet. All right? And you're going to do that with the rest of these, okay? Remember, the one in red is what you're going to start with. All right, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day and hope you have a wonderful Tuesday.